Guess who's back?
We're back.
Back again.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to just talk casting stuff for this week. Not so much. Some of the stuff actually is good. Some of it actually is interesting. So the big one for this week is we finally have a Superman for the next season of Supergirl.
And how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 3?
I would say 2 to 3 because one.
Oh, really?
This it's not Tom Welling, which everybody who was a fan of Smallville was expecting it, but I said there's no way in the world they'd have gotten him. I mean, they've gotten pretty much everybody else.
Why wouldn't they have gotten him?
One, he's already working on another show right now.
Excuse me.
And he's executive producing and acting in it. So where he would have been physically, I'm not sure if he would have been even in Vancouver to show up, because I think they're only going to have.
Are they only filming in Vancouver? Is that right?
Yeah, since they moved it from CBS to CW, they moved production from LA to Vancouver now. So whether Tom would even be available to do it, I mean, I suspect they'll bring him in the show at some point, because they brought everybody who's been in any way tied to Superman or Supergirl, either in film or on TV. They've brought them on the show. They've had a woman who played Supergirl in Smallville. She showed up as a character named Indigo. They've had Dean Cain. They've had Helen Slater.
Wait. Dean Cain wasn't in Smallville. He was in.
No, but he was in. Yeah, but I said anybody who's related to.
Oh,
Superman.
okay. I got you.
Yeah. So
are they going to bring back what's her face, Lois Lane from Dean Cain?
I don't know if so far.
By the way, I fucking hate that show. The one with Dean Cain in it. I fucking hate that show.
There was some elements to it I liked.
Oh, you like the rom-com?
No, actually,
Superman?
I like the fact that he shot her down once. He shot her down once. He said, "I love you." He said, "Shot her down, I love you." He said, "I don't believe you." I said, "Thank you, finally." I said, because he said you don't like.
It was like the most rom-com Superman show I have ever fucking seen in my life. I threw up every fucking time I saw it.
And it worked.
I lost so much weight.
That's okay. Well, that's good. That's a diet show. Watch a really shitty show. A show you don't like and vomit on it. So, but Tyler Hoechlin, who was I knew from Teen Wolf on MTV.
And you mentioned that he was also in Road to Perdition, which I love that movie.
He played Tom Hanks' son in that, beginning when he was a kid. So like now, again, he got known for playing an alpha werewolf on Teen Wolf. I think he left the series about maybe 2 seasons ago.
How many seasons are in Teen Wolf, do you know?
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. I say the first 2 seasons were shot here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think the last one they shot was maybe season 5 or 6. I haven't watched any of it.
Okay.
I kind of lost.
And I guess he was a wolf.
Yeah, he was.
Was he the Teen Wolf?
The Teen Wolf was another guy named Tyler Posey.
Okay.
Tyler Posey was in there, but he played kind of the lead bad boy on the show because he was, kind of dark, brooding, angry kid who kind of like, usually like the usual thing, like small town. They always had like the one bad kid, the bad seed. That was him. Mm-hmm. So he eventually he wasn't like the main antagonist because again he was just a bad boy, but he was never a full-on villain. Mm-hmm. But again, spoiler if you've never watched the show, his uncle, who was perceived to be dead at the time, turned out to be the alpha wolf who actually turned the main kid into a werewolf. Because again, he wasn't dead. He was actually in a coma. Mm-hmm. It wasn't to realize that actually he was faking the entire time. He was actually still very, very conscious. He'd just gone slowly insane while he was in a coma. But eventually he killed his uncle, and he became the alpha at that point. Mm-hmm. So. And ironically, he actually tried out for the part of Batman in Batman vs Superman. This is before they decided to go cast older because he's only 28 years old.
Like I said, he could play a lot older. Oh yeah, he looks like he could play. He could easily be like a 45-year-old guy.
Yeah. Now that was the one thing because
over 45.
Since you brought that up, is because technically he's only maybe a year older than Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl. Mm-hmm. So in the show, and much like in the comic books, although chronologically she's older, biologically he aged a lot more than she did. So he's much older. So I think he's only going to be in the first 2 episodes, but I think maybe they'll have the option of having him come back. Mm-hmm. So that's been the only big casting news for that show. Since it's now going to the CW, so they decided to come in big. And yeah, he played Derek on Teen Wolf. So now he's going to be playing Clark Kent and now Superman. Because
are you happy with that choice?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Because before
2.5 isn't very happy.
I said out of 5. I said out of 3.
I said 3.
Out of 3. I said out of 3.
I thought you were going to say 4.
No, I said out of 3. I said only because I've seen him in Teen Wolf, so I haven't seen him do a lot of other things. It really depends on how they treat the character because in a strange,
we don't know his range.
they just haven't shown, because they had, in a weird sort of way, they had Superman show up in the series, but it was mostly like he would be texting her or sending her instant messages, or there were a couple of times where you might have just seen him like from the back, or you just saw maybe at one time he was knocked out and like you just saw like his boot. They showed him, or the one time he was shown flying into National City where she is, and he got mind control, so he landed, but you just saw him in a distance, so you never saw him close up. So him again, you see the picture right there. He's got the look. I think he can pull it off. He's probably gonna
Yeah, he's got the look.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna put on any more muscle on him, because not that he's out of shape. The boy's in shape, but
he's pretty thin.
He's smaller than, say, he's probably
smaller than Dean Cain.
Again, he's taller than Dean. I think he's 6 feet, so he's got that part. Although
rest in peace, Dean Cain.
Yeah, he's still alive. Although that's the thing. Oh, he actually. I'm thinking, and again, this is my little theory. Again, this is off the topic. His part that Dean Cain played. He played the person who adopted the Kara character, which is Supergirl, and he was perceived to be dead. They revealed that he actually is alive. I'm thinking, just a theory. It was revealed that they're going to go looking for him. I think they're going to make him the cyborg Superman. Remember, like when Superman quote unquote died, and there were all these Supermen that came back. There was one that was kind of a cyborg Superman.
Yeah,
I could see him kind of like nice little deep cut like reminder like from his time as Superman.
I still want to see Bizarro.
They did a female Bizarro.
Yeah, but I want to see like
male Bizarro.
Help a sister out.
I would like to have seen that in like Batman vs Superman, but they didn't give us that. They gave us Doomsday.
No, they gave you shit.
They gave us crap.
They gave you a big dump.
So that's what we got for Supergirl. On a note of more CW stuff, we have some more casting for more on the Arrow series. They must have watched season 2 of Daredevil, because they've decided to bring in 2 vigilantes on the show.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar at all.
Well, again, I would say
vigilantes?
I would say if you're gonna do, if you're gonna do what the competition does, and see if they do it well.
Why not 3?
Why not do it?
Why not Zoidberg?
So they brought in a sense, not on the nose, they brought in 2 vigilantes. One, which is actually the vigilante. So we had Josh Segarra.
The vigilante is one of them.
One of them is a vigilante. So he's going to be the antagonist. So it's going to be kind of an interesting dynamic, because Oliver Queen...
How do you know that's going to be the antagonist?
Because in the comic book, he started off kind of...
Hold on there, brother.
Okay.
Just because it's like that in the comic doesn't mean they're going to give it to you in the series.
Well, look at the balance, because you have this other character who's going to be Wild Dog. Who is also sort of a vigilante, but in the way that they're saying they're doing it. So you have Josh Segarra, who's going to be playing the vigilante. I think he was from... I think he was on NBC. I think he was like, was it Chicago? It was a Chicago PD. He was in Chicago PD, I believe. And you have Rick Gonzalez. So I've seen in a lot of things. He was on, what was that Kevin Smith's show? Where he's
Wasn't he also in Holes?
He might have been.
No,
he might have been in Holes.
The other guy.
He might have been in Holes. He was in Reaper.
There you go.
He was in Reaper. He's going to be playing Wild Dog.
I remember Coach Carter.
Right. He was in Coach Carter. I think he was in Roll Bounce also. I think so.
No, not Roll Bounce.
Yes, he was in Roll Bounce.
Girl, stop.
Yeah, Coach Carter. But the reason I think it's going to be that way, that we're going to have 2 different ways going, and again, kind of like almost like the Punisher way, going 2 different paths, is that the way they're setting up Wild Dog is that Wild Dog is going to be kind of, again, a vigilante, but I think Oliver Queen is going to take him under his wing, sort of like mentor him.
Do you think that they're going to do like 2 more spin-offs, like with these guys, or like 1 more spin-off?
No,
you think it's just going to be characters inside Arrow?
It's characters inside Arrow. They've got, let me see, how many others? We've got Arrow, we got Flash, we got DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and we've got Supergirl. So that's 4 nights a week that we've got basically comic book content on CW.
I know, but DC, poor babies.
But hey, actually, they do not bad on the TV side.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They're doing so well. They got 4 fucking nights a week, giving us fucking comic book shit, and then they feed us shit when we go to the movies.
Well, again, so far,
cut it out.
So DC, so far, so Rick Gonzalez be Wild Dog. And
you think he's going to be like the stereotype that he is in every movie?
God hope not. I hope
he's
not.
always like that guy.
Yeah,
what's up, yo?
I don't think that the character was ever written that way. But I think he's
okay.
But I think so. I think with a vigilante, the quote unquote real vigilante, the way he started off, he wasn't really a bad guy. Now, this is the interesting thing, is because at this point in the show, Oliver Queen is now the mayor of Star City.
Okay.
The guy who was the vigilante is a guy who's the district attorney. Is, again, much like the Punisher, his kids are killed down gangland style. So he starts off, puts on a suit, gets some guns, starts initially using non-lethal force to deal with criminals. He eventually snaps and goes full-on bad guy. Yes. So that's where I think the dynamic. So you're gonna have.
Love it when they go full-on bad guy.
So you're gonna have two different little vigilantes. One who's gonna be kind of like how the Punisher could be, where he may still kill people, but like he's really.
He's just misunderstood.
You could say yeah. There are times he can do it when he's a villain, but more often than not, he's not portrayed as villain. He's more anti-hero. This vigilante guy is kind of like how
Deadpool.
No, Deadpool is still considered
He's an anti-hero.
He's still anti-hero. Vigilante, and I remember kind of sort of from the comics, he just went full-on villain to the point where like, yeah, no, you gotta get rid of this guy. So I think there's gonna be that thing where Oliver Queen, being mayor, doing his mayor thing during the daytime, still being Green Arrow at night, but now he has two vigilantes he's got to deal with. One who said, okay, he's a younger kid. He's like, yeah, the actor's 36. Ironically, he's actually older than the guy who's been playing Superman. Weird. But then you got...
Is it really weird, though? Is it really weird, though?
Then again, he probably looks younger. Probably depending on how they dress him.
He looks like a child.
Then he'll be fine.
Maybe a little...
Yeah, then again, you got Vigilante, and again, you have like main guy for one villain. So that... Whether he'll be the main bad guy, per se, I don't know, but I think he'll be a main obstacle for him. So
it's nice to see a Hispanic person, by the way.
And Josh Segarra, I'm not sure what his background is. I mean, Segarra, I don't know, looks like a regular Caucasian man, but who knows what his ethnic background is.
He might be English, we don't know.
Who knows? He may have that's happened. But again, seems some, so that's kind of the casting side on with Arrow. Since you brought up the diversity issue.
Since I brought it up. Because I'm so diverse.
Yeah, so we're all diverse here.
Atlanta.
Orlando Jones is going to be playing Mr. Nancy in American Gods.
Okay, I love Orlando Jones because he's just a fool, and I love him. And this movie did really, really shitty, but I stick by it, and I love this movie. It's bedazzled. Orlando Jones is in it. His Spanish is terrible, but it's fucking funny.
But
that's my guy.
But if you've never seen Sleepy Hollow, he was on Sleepy Hollow for the first couple of seasons, and he played it serious. He was not going for gags. But
those eyes.
Yeah.
But as soon as I see Orlando Jones' eyes, I'm like, something funny's gonna happen.
Go for gags. But again, he's a pretty good actor. So him playing.
No, he is.
He's playing Mr. Nancy in American Gods.
Okay, so like on 1 to 300, how excited are you about Orlando Jones?
Why not go 300 though?
Why not?
Well, I like the casting of the thing in general. Since you brought up the diversity thing, because I saw a picture of Ian McShane playing Mr. Wednesday, who is, again, if you haven't seen, I've only known a little bit about American Gods. Is where this.
So yeah, tell us about American Gods.
It's based on a Neil Gaiman story, where this guy who is an ex-con was released early from prison is on a plane coming back home. I think his wife was murdered or something, so he was released early or something like that. He's sitting next to a guy on a plane named Mr. Wednesday, and again, I'm not sure how that whole setup was, but again, apparently he hires this man.
Okay.
Hires this guy, and this guy comes to find out he's now been embroiled in this little celestial war between the old gods of history and the newer gods of society now.
And just so we kind of know, who are, like, let's say the top 3 gods of history?
We'd say, if you're going for the Norse gods, we would say Odin, who is basically who Mr. Wednesday is, played by Ian McShane. Then you have, and again, getting to the diversity part, we have Mr. Nancy, who is Orlando Jones' character, who plays basically the god Anansi, which is basically a West African god, kind of like Loki, but he's kind of a trickster god, associated more with spiders. I used to see back in Jamaica, where my family's from, when my grandmother used to see like a Big Daddy Longlegs, she would say Anansi. Again, going back to the old days. That's why you looked at it. I just wondered where they got that name from. That's where they got it from.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and also a lot of the Egyptian gods are played by black folks.
What?
Unlike
what?
Black people.
No
people
way.
Of African descent, because Egypt is in Africa.
No, shut up! It's in Hollywood.
Yeah, apparently.
Is that silly?
Yeah. Gods of Egypt. Take notes. But we have people like Cloris.
Silly X-Men 3.
So we got Cloris. Yeah, people like Cloris Leachman is in there.
Okay, so that was one note that I did want to kind of like interject.
Right.
Whenever I see Cloris Leachman anywhere, I automatically am like, is it going to be funny? Are they going to have a joke? Is she going to do something funny? And I know that she's a serious actor. Oh, yes. She is, and she's solid. But she's so good at comedic timing that I just kind of expect her to be a comic relief type of person.
Like if
you hear Betty White's in something,
Well, take that for what it is. I mean, because a lot of very well-trained comedic actors and actresses are extremely good in
Absolutely,
drama.
absolutely.
So,
Kristen Wiig, Jim Carrey,
Jim
absolutely.
Carrey, even though Jim Carrey sometimes he gets a lot of crap for trying to do it. He's
I
quite
think he's
good.
great.
Yeah, look at Robin Williams. God rest in peace. How good he was when.
Better bring up Robin.
Exactly. So again, you bring up Orlando Jones, who was very serious when he was in Sleepy Hollow. He's now in this new thing, and you've got other characters that are playing like Loki in that sense. We have some other European gods, and then the newer gods are kind of one representing the internet. Then we have like Gillian Anderson representing the media.
How much do we love Gillian Anderson? Come on.
We love her. We all love her. And then we have some people representing sort of the Men in Black thing that we always see.
You know, it's funny because I'm like, so there's a Men in Black culture?
There's a Men in Black culture, like if you ever.
Well, I get when you say Men in Black culture, is that just like a little cute way of saying conspiracy theorists?
Basically, exactly.
Gotcha.
So like that kind of thing, like people behind the scenes, the kind of, I believe that's what I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that. So again, I've seen a picture of Ian McShane where he's in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
So the god walks into a bar. So we have him playing basically Odin. Then we have we have him playing. I think Orlando Jones playing Mr. Nancy, who's kind of, I think, his ally because, again, it's the old gods trying to take on the newer gods of society.
And my favorite,
Crispin Glover as Mr. World, and since I haven't read the book, I don't know exactly who Mr. World is in the grand scheme of things. You probably have to look it up. But again, since Neil Gaiman, he never disappoints anything I've ever seen him do. So if he's going to be doing this, I'm excited for it. So far, it's a win for me. So I'm all good. I'm all good with this.
All I know is when I heard Crispin Glover, I was like, McFly, hello, McFly.
And now you got that. So all right, so we got that. So
I really love this cast. I really do. I'm really excited. You never told me I went to 300. How excited are you?
Gosh, I would say just the whole notion of it, I'm just up on 300.
Me too!
I'm up on 300.
Me too! I love the cast, and they're using, what did you say?
Basically using a diverse, accurately...
What does that mean? Can we Google that?
They're not whitewashing as they normally do.
And can I just give props to my shit, Futurama, who never fucking whitewashed shit, even when they were cartoons.
No, and actually... And this is something I wasn't planning on talking about, and we're going to talk about it very briefly, because, as I brought up, the Submariners now probably back in the MCU.
And?
Well, there's been no casting of the characters yet.
But he really wants it.
However, there's one actor who's already, kind of campaigning really hard to play the part. Actor Brian T.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Well, Brian T., he's currently playing Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. He was in The Wolverine. He's done a lot of different things. The reason why this is interesting, because we have a man who is basically an Asian American actor.
A what?
He is half Korean, half Japanese.
Shut your face.
And he wants to play...
Double Asian?
Double Asian. He wants to play the Submariner.
That is one good-looking man.
Now, again, it's interesting because... Again, depending on how you view the Atlanteans, because he's half Atlantean, half Caucasian, he's always kind of looked, again, he's had the Caucasian, skin tone and everything, but he has obviously Atlantean features like pointed ears and everything. But the way he's been drawn, you could almost say,
yeah, because even the newer issues that I read, he's very chiseled, he's very chiseled,
almost,
and he is very
almost elf-like in a way.
Yeah, and all his shit goes up like this. Right. I liked it though.
So between that one and some fans have even said they wanted the actor who is now on Hawaii Five-0. He was actually in Lost for a couple of years. Daniel Day Kim.
Okay. Oh.
So some of the fans are saying
he speaks Korean as well.
Right. So he's fluent Korean.
He's fluent Korean.
So it's interesting now that, especially in the case of all these whitewashing of all these characters, you could even say that obviously for Asian characters.
Hey, I took acting classes, by the way.
Yeah. So I could see it's interesting the fact that we have an actor who's of Asian heritage, and some fans are actually saying that this other Asian American actor should play the Submariner. Interesting.
Why not?
Interesting.
Why
Again,
not?
I would have never thought of it.
They came up with this genius idea where they put African people.
Yeah.
In what? From Africa? Okay.
Yes.
So why not do it the other way around?
Yeah, just kind of maybe some little bit of some justice, maybe. But Again, right now it's just one actor saying that he would like to play the part. One that fans are saying should play the part. Right now, we're all early into this thing.
That's good. But at least we're getting somewhere.
We're getting something. And last, as far as on the casting side, Nick Zano is probably going to be on DC's Legends tomorrow. He's going to be playing Commander Steel. Again,
I don't like that guy.
No, I've seen him in other things. I've seen him in Minority Report on television. He was on.
I saw one episode of Minority Report.
It wasn't worth it. I've seen him on Two Broke Girls a couple of times.
I've never seen that show. I heard it's funny.
It's funny, but
I don't like that one girl,
40-Year-Old
Virgin.
I kind of fell off that show past season, but he's going to be playing Commander Steel. This is almost important because...
Yeah, so then we kicked her ass... Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So the show's about time traveling?
Yeah, they travel through time and space. So the fact... I'm not sure where they're going to go this time around because they did kill off the main antagonist, which was Vandal Savage. So...
just curious, like, as far as, like, the time traveling timeline, where do they kind of, like, go with that?
They had gone back to ancient Egypt a couple of times because that's...
So they can go way back. There's no limit?
No, there's no limit.
Okay.
They're, in a sense, Doctor Who-ish in a sense because they use the Time Masters, which are kind of like the Time Lords of Doctor Who.
That makes a lot of sense.
But, much like the Time Lords of Doctor Who, they do some, like, shady stuff where they actually collaborated with the Vandal Savage character. Mm-hmm. Since now that I think they kind of blinded them so they can't see things that are for things in timeline, the Time Masters anyway. And the Vandal Savage character is gone, so I'm not sure who the antagonist is going to be. I don't know. So right now they are...
You excited about it?
I don't know. I mean, I like the show. I mean, they're not going to have as many episodes like...
I know you don't like this show as much as you like your other shows.
No, I mean, for what it is, I mean, it's kind of it's a newer concept because they're kind of going off... I'm going to say off the resume. They're going totally off script in that they're bringing in characters who typically have never worked together in comics, but they're doing like a whole new... Let's pull these characters together. Let's see what happens on just for TV. So it's in a sense everything is very original, although you're using characters from the comics. Whereas you can criticize more things that would happen in, say, Arrow or The Flash or even Supergirl because you say, okay, that didn't happen in the comic, or that's not. You can't really say that about this because there's really never been a show where like, Rip Hunter actually takes.
So it's their own.
Yeah, it's kind of their own original concept. So they take, Atom, Firestorm. They take some villains. They took Captain Cold, who, spoiler alert, they killed off. They killed off, again, one of the iconic Flash villains.
For the other 5 people that watch this show, they killed off Captain
Cold.
There you go.
But again, he's an iconic, Flash villain. They killed him off. But with time travel, that gets kind of weird. So he could be killed at one point, but at one point, one of his partner was Heatwave, went back in time and saw him when he was still alive.
Okay. So I guess because it's Doctor Who time travel, they can just go further into however...
Yeah, they could, theoretically. So, again, the fact that they're introducing these characters that are maybe related to the Justice Society of America, I don't know if they're going to go with going against a Justice Society villain. Maybe. Possibly. So it's like, okay, so we've got Nick Zano as Commander Steel.
Cool.
The third Commander Steel, I should say, because there have been several people who've had the title before. Each one has been different, so I'm like, okay.
You excited about this guy?
I've seen him do more comedic stuff, really.
I don't like that look in his face.
Probably a bad picture that you see right there, so.
It's a bad picture.
So.
Like, I just want to sock him or something.
Okay, well, that's what the villains do. So, would probably break their hands in the process because he's steel hard. So.
He's an actor. I can sock him in the face if I want to.
Okay, they'll bring up on charges. But that's pretty much all we got. Just casting stuff. So we don't have anything else again, and we'll be back next time and see what happens in the geek world.
In the geek world,
yeah.
I know. So I'm really hoping to finally see Finding Dory. I haven't had, but that's what I'm hoping that we'll talk about next time, and Conjuring. So
okay,
really looking forward to that.
Okay, well, see you guys next time.
Happy Sunday.
All right, peace.